So this is model one, a single server queuing model. It's a Poisson, it's a Markovian model, Poisson arrival and exponential distribution with the single server, but infinite capacity, and then first in first out model, and single server and infinite capacity model, or birth and death model. So this is a problem. Customer arrives at a beauty parlor according to a Poisson process at a rate of 1 per every 20 minutes is an average. So this is not lambda, this is 1 by lambda. Right. And the service time is an exponential random variable with mean of 10 minutes per customer, and this is an average. Average of the mean is 1 by mu, is 10. Determine the following. So the average number of customers in the system, the average number of customers in the queue, an average waiting time of a customer in the system, and average waiting time of a customer in the queue. Then probability that the number of customer in the system exceeds 2, and probability that the waiting time of a customer exceeds 15 minutes, right? Something like the number of people the in the system includes waiting room as well as the service room, or queue as well as the service. So the number of customers in the queue is the waiting room. Then waiting time of the customer system is the entire stuff. We need to look into what is the waiting time from start to end of the customer. Then waiting time of the customer in the queue. So how long the person has to wait. This is an average waiting time, right? Which means everybody, the average they wait in a queue or something like that. Probability that the number of customers in the system exceeds 2. What happens if what's the rate when the number of people exceeds 2 or something like that? And probability that the waiting time of a customer exceeds 15 minutes. Say, what happens if the waiting time gets increased by 15 minutes or something like that? So first is mean arrival rate, which is lambda. It is given as 1 by 20, 1 in 20. It is 0.05. So 1 by 20 is lambda 0.05. And mean service rate is given as average of the mean, which is mu equals to 1 by 10. Right. Then average number of customers in the system is the formula LS, which is the average number of customers in the system, or length of the system, you can call that. Lambda divided by mu minus lambda, which is 0.05 divided by 0.10 minus 0.05 is equals to 1. So exactly one customer is the length or something like that, a particular point of time. Right. The average number of customers in the queue, we can even see system can be service plus waiting room. So queue, there's a formula, so it's called length of the queue. So based on this arrival and this service rate, LQ equals to lambda square divided by mu into mu minus lambda. So these are the formulas which we have already put forth in our theory class, right? So this is just a substitution of the formula, right? So understand that average number of customers in queue is lambda square divided by mu into mu minus lambda. And a word of caution of that, this is lambda square divided by the denominator. Generally, students make a mistake that they'll make it whole square. So that's incorrect. So understand the formula correctly. It is lambda square divided by mu into mu minus lambda. It is 0.05 square divided by 0.1, which is mu, into 0.10 minus 0.05, which is mu minus lambda. So this is 0.5. We cannot have 0.5%, but we round up to nearest whole number. So that's one customer. So one customer in the system and one customer in the queue. Then average waiting time of a customer in the system, right? So what's average waiting time is WS equals to 1 divided by mu minus lambda, which is nothing but 1 divided by 0.10 minus 0.05. So this is the average waiting time in the system is 20 minutes. Right. Yeah, 20 minutes. Next is average waiting time of a customer in the queue, right? Say a person and on average of 20 minutes is waiting time to get your service done, and average waiting time of a customer in the queue is 10. So the formula is lambda divided by mu into mu minus lambda. So this is 1 minus mu minus lambda, and this is lambda by mu into 1 minus mu minus lambda, or lambda divided by mu into mu minus lambda. So as simple as that. So we get something called 10 minutes. So every person has to wait at least 10 minutes on an average in the queue. Right. The next is very interesting. Probability that the number of customers in the system exceeds 2. We know that the average number of customer in the system is 1. Right? But here it says what happens with the probability when the customer exceeds 2. So small k equals to 2, right? So P of n greater than k equals to lambda by mu over k plus 1, right? So k is 2. So number of people exceeding 2 is the formula is equals to 0.05 is lambda divided by 0.10 is mu. The whole power k plus 1, which is 2 plus 1. Since k equals to 2, it's given 2 plus 1 is 3. So 1 by 2 power 3 is 1 by 8 is equals to 0.125, right? So approximately probability of number of people exceeding 2 is approximately 0.13. So it's a lesser probability. Right. So the probability that the waiting time of a customer in the system exceeding 15 minutes. Think about the probability of waiting time. WQ is the waiting time, whereas waiting time exceeding 15 minutes is WQ, right? So here T equals to 15. So it's exponential power minus of mu minus lambda into, right, something like that. So mu is 0.1 minus lambda is 0.05 into the 15 minutes, which gives us the probability of 0.4723665527, or approximately you can take 0.47. So it means that uh, almost this is zero point 0.5, like half the chances are there where the customers has to wait for 15 minutes. So this is typically a module 1 uh, and infinite capacity. All right, so this is typically the module not module module 1 in Q3. And same way, we'll take a look at the another problem. This is the bank counters problem. So the customers arrives at a counter in a bank at a rate of 20 per hour. This is a counter, which means a single server, right? So the rate of 20 per hour, and there is one teller serving, and the customer at a rate of 40 per hour in an exponential fashion. Right? In exponential fashion, so which means lambda is given as 20 and mu is given as 40. And determine the following. So what is the probability that the system is idle, which is the counter is not functioning? And what is the probability that a customer will not wait to get the service? And what is the probability that a customer will have to wait more than 10 minutes to get the service, as we indicated here, like waiting time exceeds 15 minutes, like something like that. Then what is the probability that a customer is being served and nobody is waiting? So that is full service rendered, nobody, something like very highly efficient. So there's no formation of queue, something like that, right? The first is we'll talk about the arrival rate. Lambda is equals to 20 per hour. So lambda is directly given here. And service rate mu is equals to 40. Mu is equals to 40. And then what is the probability that the system is ideal? So which means that probability of no customer in the system. So that is P naught. Right? P naught equals to 1 minus lambda by mu. So that is 1 minus lambda is 20, mu is 40. Like 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2, which is equals to 0.5. So the probability of system being ideal is based on the arrival input, arrival rate and the service rate is 0.50, right? So it's a 50-50 chance that the system can be idle. What is the probability that a customer will not wait to get the service? So that is probability that there are no customer in the queue. So which means that nobody is waiting or there isn't any formation of a queue whoever comes in gets served, right? So that probability is Pn of 0 is also equals to P naught. So the same thing. So which means that no customer in the system is they get served quickly and then they were sent off. And same way, will not wait to get the services. No queue, which is also P naught, which is since nobody in the waiting thing, so it's P naught P naught equals to 0.5, the same formula, right? So the next is, what is the probability that a customer will have to wait more than 10 minutes to get the service? So this is probability that the waiting time of a customer exceeds 10 minutes. So the K is given as 10 minutes. Say we be doing everything in terms of hours. Say lambda is 20 per hour and mu is 40 per hour. So a word of caution, whenever something is given like this, K equals to 10 minutes, you have to convert that into hour. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, or 1 by 60 minute. Okay, so it is probably an hour in terms of minutes to hour. So if you want to make 10 minutes to hours, like you divide by 60, that will be 10 by 60 or 1 by 6 or something like that, right? So K equals to not directly 10 minutes here, it is just like 1 by 6. Then mu is 40, lambda is 20, 40 minus 20 is 20, then 20 into 1 by 6, and e power minus of that will be 0.03567399335. We can approximately round up to 0.04. So which means that the probability is very less that a customer has to wait more than 10 minutes to get the service. So this is a typical example. And in the next case, what is the probability that a customer is being served and nobody is waiting? So this is a probability that at least one customer in the system, which is n is equals to 1. This is typically P of 1. We don't have a direct formula for P of 1, but instead we have got P of n customer in the system, which is equals to lambda by mu, the whole power n multiplied by P naught, right? So this is the formula. And P naught we already found out, it is 1 minus lambda by mu. So I substitute here, or you can substitute the value of P naught directly, it is 0.50. And here it is P1, so n equals to 1, right? So n equals to 1. So P suffix 1 equals to 20 by 40, the whole power n. So here n equals to 1 multiplied by 0.50. So this is the value of probability that at least one customer in the system, right? So at a point of time. So this is 0.25. So the probability of one customer in the system is 0.25, and probability of no customer in the system is 0.50, and probability of system being ideal is also 0.50. So this is typically model 1 queuing theory, single server and infinite capacity, first in first out model, right? So this is typically that. Let's take a look at the multi-server queuing model, right? So this is something little bit in practical application. When we have a finite servers, not one server, a finite server, and infinite capacity model, right? So this is typically an everyday example, like the petrol stations problem, or petrol refilling in automobiles, right? So such problems. So a petrol filling station has 3 pumps. Right. It has the filling pumps, no, I mean the filling machines, you can call that. Right. The service time follows the exponential distribution with a mean of 6 minutes per car, right? And the car arrives for service in a Poisson process at the rate of 25 cars per hour. So the mu is given and the lambda is given, but lambda is given directly with the lambda equals to 25. But mu is given us in terms of minutes. We need to convert that into terms of hours. Like so, 1 by 6 is the 1 car per 6 minutes. So that's the logic mu. So 1 divided by 1 by 6 is like something like if you multiply by 60, you can probably can have a 10 cars per hour. So this is not 1/6 minute. This is 1 car per 6 minutes. So how many 6 minutes in an hour? That is 10. 10 6 is 60. So 6 uh, minutes are available. So 1 car in a 6 minutes is 10 cars in a 1 hour. So that's basically the mu, right? Then number of pumps. Here S is the number of servers. So the number of pumps is 3. So that's why S equals to 3. Right. Now it's pretty simple if you take this in terms of formula substitution. So it is what is the probability that an arrival would have to wait. So that is the probability of waiting. So the probability of first to understand the probability of an arrival should wait. We need to know about P naught. P naught is probability of no customers in the system. So that then only you can find out this formula. So we will be calculating P naught. P naught equals to summation of n equals to 0 s minus 1 multiplied by 1 divided by n factorial multiplied by lambda divided by mu the whole power n plus lambda by mu the whole power s divided by s factorial into 1 minus lambda by mu into s. This particular thing you can call that as traffic density also, but in this case we'll just leave it lambda by mu into s and the whole power minus 1, which means this is 1 by this entire thing. This entire thing is 1 divided by a factor, this factor, right? So if you move that into numerator, it will be minus power minus 1. Right. Now it's pretty simple. We know s equals to 3. We substitute s equals to 3, and this is 3 minus 1, which is pretty 2. And 1 by n factorial, n ranges from 0 to 2, and 25 by 10 power n ranges from 0 to 2, plus 25 is the lambda, and mu is the 10. And here 25 is lambda, and mu equals to 10. 25 by 10 power 3, which is s factorial is 3, multiplied by 1 minus 25, this is lambda, divided by 10 into 3. So mu into s. So we get a probability of, so this is a summation, right? So if n equals to 0, 1 divided by 0 factorial is 1. So 25 by 10 is power 0 is by 1 is 1. The next is 1 divided by 1 factorial. So 1 factorial is also 1 multiplied by 25 by 10 power 1, which is nothing but 25 by 10, which is 2.5. Then we can maximum go to 2. This is 0, 1, and 2. So if n ranges 2, so 1 divided by 2 factorial multiplied by 25 by 10 power 2. So 1 by 2, 2 factorial is 2. 1 by 2, which is 0.5, multiplied by 25 divided by 10 is 2.5. 2.5 power 2, it is total is equals to 3.125. Then this factors like 25 by 10 whole power 3 divided by 3 factorial multiplied by 1 minus 25 by 10 into 3, which is nothing but 15.62. So when you add everything and when you take the inverse of it, you will get the probability of no car in the system. So the probability of no car in the system is 0.044943822022, or approximately equals to 0.05. So the probability of no cars in the system is, it is not 0.50, it's not 50%, it is just 5%, 0.05, right? Something like in terms of percentage. But generally we take in terms of probability, it is 0.05. And the next step is we need to find what is the probability that an arrival would have to wait. So the probability that an arrival, customer or a car would have to wait for a service is equals to probability that there are S or more customer in the system. Say for example, we have got 3 pumps. When any one of the pump is vacant, a car can refill it. If all the pumps are busy, which means all 3 were occupied, then there will be a queue. So that is what it mentioned. A probability that there are S or more customer in the system or S or more car in the system. Right. So in that case, the incoming car has to wait. Right. So that is what is given here. W of WS of greater than 0, which means waiting time is greater than 0, and number of N capital N number of this thing, the cars is greater than equals to S. Right. Say sometimes when 3 cars are there, the 4th car has to wait because there's only 3 stations. Or there are 5 cars, 3 will be serviced and refilled with fuel, and the remaining 2 has to wait until the refilling of fuel in that particular 3 cars gets over. It's as simple as that. So this is typically that. So the formula is that PWS greater than 0 or P of N is greater than equals to S is equals to lambda by mu the whole power S into P naught. So that's why we founded P naught initially, divided by S factorial multiplied by 1 minus lambda divided by mu into S. So the formula is 25 by 10 the whole power 3. This is a formula substitution. We know P naught is 0.05, 3 factorial, which is the S, multiplied by 1 minus 25 divided by 10 into 3. So this is nothing but 0.78125 or approximately 0.78. So the arrival would have to wait for service like this 78%. Right? So 78%. It's percentage or the or in terms of probability it's 0.78. You people have to wait to get the service. The car has to wait to get the service. The next is average waiting time in the queue, that is WQ. Then average time spent by the car in the system is WS, waiting time in the system. Then average number of cars in the system is sometimes you can represent by NS or LS, length of the system also. You can call that as average number of cars in the system. Right. So all these things can be found out using a single parameter. If you find out WQ, you can find out WS and invariably NS. If you find WS, you can find WQ and invariably you can find NQ. From that, you can find NS. So all these parameters can be identified using Little's formula. So we had done earlier. Let me first find out the average waiting time of the customer in the queue. There is WQ. It's a straightforward formula, which is nothing but 1 divided by S into S factorial multiplied by lambda by mu the whole power S divided by 1 minus lambda divided by mu S. This is whole power 2. Remember, when we talk about model 1, we talked about we talked about probability that not this one, average number of customers in the queue, which is lambda square divided by mu into mu minus lambda. This is LQ. Whereas when you find WQ in a model 2, multiple server, is the it is the whole power square, right? So 1 minus lambda, it's not lambda square, remember it is lambda by mu s. 1 minus of that factor, that is whole power 2, right? Into P naught multiplied by 1 minus, 1 divided by mu. So this is the waiting time of the average waiting time of the customer, right? So once you have a waiting time of the customer, WQ equals to 1 divided by 3 is the S into S 3 factorial. 3 is different from 3 factorial. You remember that 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1, and this is just the number 3. which means 3 factorial is 6. 3 into 2 into 1. So 3 2s are 6. Multiplied by lambda is 25 divided by 10, the whole cube, divided by 1 minus lambda, which is 25 divided by 10 into 3, the whole power 2 or whole squared, multiplied by P naught, we have already found out, which is 0.05, multiplied by 1 minus 1 divided by mu. So 1 divided by mu is 10. Fine. When you simplify this, you will get in terms of decimal value 0.15625 hours. And when you multiply it by 60, you'll get in terms of minutes, it is 9.375, or you can round off to 9.38 minutes. So the average waiting time of cars or the customers in the availing refueling of their car is 9.38 minutes, approximately 9.38 minutes. Or sometimes you can even generalize this 9.40 minutes in terms of clock value, because we generally take 40, 45, 50 or something like that, right? We can pretty much do that, so absolutely no problem. Because that has a practical meaning than 38 minutes. Nobody's gonna have a definite control of the 2 minutes or something like that. So 9.40 minutes you can have. Then the next is probability, an average waiting time of cars in the system. So earlier we talked about queue. What is the average waiting time of it in the queue? Now it's a system. It includes both service period as well as the waiting. Queue length, queue time, or something like that in queue. Right. So that is what is given. So this is actually the formula. But when you take a look at this, you can simplify this. So this entire stuff is the WQ. It's the formula of WQ. So it is given here. It's WQ plus 1 divided by mu. So which means that you don't have to really calculate from again. Instead, you can take WQ value, which is 9.38. Then you can substitute 1 by mu in terms of minutes. Say, we know that mu equals to 1 by 6. So 1 by mu equals to 6. Right. So as simple as that. So that is why 1 by plus 1 by mu equals to 6. So 9.38 minutes plus 6 minutes is 15.38 minutes. So you want to refuel your car in this petrol station, you have to wait 15.38 minutes to get your fuel done for your car. As simple as that. So this is the waiting time in the system. Next is I read this. Average number of cars in the system. So what is the average number of cars in the system? Is the length of the queue. So it is length of the system, right? So entire thing. It's not only queue; it is also the service service arena. So what is the number of car in the service arena plus number of cars in the queue? So that will be total number of cars in the system. So that is NS. I can even call this length of the system LS equals to 1 divided by S into S factorial multiplied by S lambda by mu, the whole power S plus 1, divided by 1 minus lambda divided by mu into S whole square into P naught into 1 by mu, right? So we knew that we can modify this to something related to WS, so the WS formula, something like that. So what you have to do is you can take up 1 by mu, we'll add it 1 by mu to it, then we multiply it by lambda. So which means that this entire term, now becomes the WS, something like that. Say there's a plus 1 by mu missing here. So one thing is when you multiply it by lambda, this entire WS can now becomes NS. So that's a little formula, no? NS equals to lambda into WS. So this is lambda into WS. right? So there's I just missed out +1 by mu here. The typography error, so kindly take a note of it. Right? So that will become WS, right? Um, so that's it. When you multiply it by lambda, everything falls into places, right? So lambda is 25 multiplied by 15 into probably I can go back here. Lambda is 25 and WS is 15.38. So this is 15.38 into 25 divided by 60 in terms of cars. This is in terms of minutes. Everything lambda is in terms of hours. It's 25 per hour. So 25 per hour multiplied by 15.38 minutes. If you convert that in terms of hours, like per hour and hour by hour will become cancelled. So that's why it is just a number 6.40833333. It goes on. So it's non-terminating number. So that's why I just had a hyphen over it. And it's approximately equals to 7 cars. So the number of cars in a system is equals to 7 based on the the arrival rate and service rate. So which means that 3 cars will be in the uh, server or servicing point and 4 cars will be waiting. So the system is the average system is 7. Right. So on the third point of this problem is very important, which is what fraction of time the pumps are idle. So fraction of time, do not get carried away by the term. It's a probability. At what probability the pumps are ideal? So which means that the pump rests without any car comes in or car in waiting. So that's the ideal time for the pump. So let's calculate that. So we cannot calculate that directly, but instead, what fraction of time, which is probability of the pumps are ideal, which implies there are total probability is equals to 1. 1 equals to probability of ideal plus probability of busy or occupied. So that I repeat, total probability of the functioning equals to probability of machine being ideal plus probability of machine gets occupied. So once we get probability of machine gets occupied, then probability of machines being ideal equals to total probability, which is 1, minus probability of machine being occupied, something like that. Right. So that's what we're going to try to do. Probability of machine being occupied or the pumps being occupied is the traffic density. That is lambda divided by mu into S. So that is nothing but 0.83. It's actually 0.83333 and we round up to nearest decimal places 0.83. So the probability of pumps being ideal are 1 minus probability of being occupied or the traffic density. So this one is total probability. Total probability minus probability of pumps being occupied is 1 minus 0.8, which is equals to 0.17. So if you take in terms of percentage, 17% is the probability that the pump can be ideal or something like that, without any incoming traffic as well as no cars in the queue as well. So this is typically the module number 2 type queuing problem, multiple server and infinite capacity. Right. The next is model 3, which is single server and finite capacity. So this is single server and finite capacity. It can't have more number of capacity to do that. So the typical example is a clinic's problem. Here, the patients arrives in a clinic according to Poisson distribution at a rate of 20 patients per hour. So lambda is given as 20. So 20 number of patients arrives at per hour in a clinic, right? So the examination time per patient. So the doctor does the diagnosis and something like that. So the time is the service time. It's an exponentially distributed with mean of 12 per hour, right? Say here lambda and mu is given directly. So lambda is 20, mu goes to 20. Right. Here is the constraint. The waiting room does not accommodate more than 10 patients. So this is finite capacity. So if the waiting room accommodates n number of people, then becomes a model 1. So Poisson arrival and exponential distribution, single server and infinite capacity. Since the capacity is pretty low, which is 14 or 12, sorry, 10 patients is the maximum accommodation. So the K equals to 10. Find the effective arrival rate in the clinic, and what is the probability that an arriving patient will not wait, and what is the expected waiting time until a patient is discharged from the clinic, right? So lambda is given, mu is given, and we know that lambda is not equals to mu. So this you need to know uh, from the formula which we discussed in the theory class. There are two things when lambda is not equals to mu and lambda equals to mu. So you have to choose appropriate formula, right? Then system capacity K. We know that I think here there's a typo. This is 12 patients. So waiting room does not accommodate more than 12. So this is 12 plus 1, which is equals to 13. So 12 in waiting room and 1 being examined in the doctor's room. So that's why the capacity of the hospital is 13 patients. 13 patients is the possible allocation for sitting. Like there is one patient in the examination room and 12 remaining patients can be in the waiting room. That's the maximum capacity of the waiting room, 12, right? So it's a typography error, kindly change it. It's not 10 patients, it's 12 patients. Then equals to 13, right? So K equals to 13. Now we have to find P naught, probability of no customers in the, no patients in the hospital. That is 1 minus lambda divided by mu, the whole power. This is the entire whole power 1 minus lambda by mu divided by K plus 1. So that's why you can see here 1 minus 20 by 10 into 1 minus 20 power 1 divided by 20 by 10, that divided by 14. That is up equals to 0.0483048469, right? So this is typically 0.05. So probability of no patients in the clinic is 0.05. Right. Now the effective arrival rate in the clinic. So the effective arrival rate is lambda effective, or you can even call this lambda prime, which is equals to mu into 1 minus P naught, right? So 1 minus P naught is the probability of people available, and mu is the service rate, something like that, right? So 12 into 1 minus 0.05 equals to 11.4. That is 15 patients per hour. So which means that per hour the clinic receives 15 patients, whereas the average arrival rate is 20 patients, right? So effectively, how people arrive is 15. So 15 people. We cannot have 14, 11.4. Actually, this is 12 patients, not 15 patients. I beg your pardon. This is 11.4. When you round up to near a decimal places, it's 12 patients. So lambda effective is 12, right? So as simple as that. Right. So which is matches the actual arrival, you know, our actual arrival is 20, but effective is just 12 patients being arrived here. And then probability that an arrival patients will not wait in the system is P of waiting is equal to 0 time, or P naught. P naught we have already calculated as 0.05. Right. Then this is very important. Expected waiting time until a patient is discharged from the clinic. So this is the effective waiting time. This is WS, our average waiting time in the system, which you can find out by find out in LS divided by lambda prime, right? So lambda prime, which is nothing but this is the formula for LS, which is nothing but lambda divided by lambda minus mu minus the other factors like k plus 1 into lambda by mu power k plus 1 divided by 1 minus lambda by mu into k plus 1. Remember that here we have taken k equals to 12 plus 1, right? So remember k equals to 12 plus 1. Here it is k plus 1. Do not directly confuse this. Whatever is k is 1 plus 12. So one customer in the examination room and 12 customers in the waiting room. So that's the maximum allocated waiting room capacity is 12. So that is 12 plus 1. That is 13. But here it is k plus 1. Generally, students make a mistake that they substitute 13 instead of 14, which is 13 plus 1, that's 14, right? So one piece of advice. Then if you divided by, it's actually 12, so I'll change that. So approximately you'll get something around 1 hour, 20 minutes. In this case, it's 44 minutes, something like that, right? So the waiting time, the average waiting time in the system is 1 hour, something like that, approximately. We'll change that. You can even check that with divided by 12 or something. All right. So next we'll get into multiple server and finite capacity. So I repeat the models. Model 1 is single server and infinite capacity. Model 2 is multiple server and infinite capacity. Model 3 is single server and finite capacity. Module number 3 is multiple server and finite capacity. So let's take a look at that pretty quickly. A saloon has two hairstylists and three chairs for the customer. So which means that server or number of people who serve or provide services two. So S equals to 2, S equals to 2, and three chairs for the customer. So the K equals to 3, right? So this is 2 server and 3 capacity problem. The customers are arriving in Poisson fashion at a rate of 10 customers per hour. That's lambda equals to 10. And that each stylist service customers according to an exponential distribution with a mean of 15 minutes. So mu equals to 15 minutes. If you wanted to convert that in terms of hours, it is one customer per 15 minutes. So number of 15 minutes in an hour is 4. So that is 4 customers per hour. And number of stylists is 2. And system capacity T, K equals to 3 chairs, something like that. So that's why it is 3. Now we can find traffic density. And then I leave this problem to you so that you can solve on your own using the theory portion. It's just a formula substitution. Once you know this, you can find the probability that and no customer or empty chairs in the saloon, and something like a probability that the shop is empty and expected number of customers in the saloon. It's a very simple and straightforward problem. So I leave it to you. Just take a look at that with the theory portion. And that brings us to the end of today's lecture.